All right, we're going to finish up Iggy Peck and the Mysterious Mansion. Aunt Bernice wiped a tear from her eye. I had so much help, she said, looking at Iggy, Ada, Rosie, and Sophia. And I have an idea, she said. I know how to fill this place with laughter again, just like Herbert Sherbert wanted. So you're keeping the mansion? Asked Miss Weatherby. Aunt Bernice nodded. I don't blame you, said Miss Weatherby. It's almost as great as 10 perfectly square apartment buildings, and I'm glad there aren't any ghosts. Suddenly a deep rumble arose from the organ. A loud note erupted from the pipe, then another note and another. The keys of the organ popped up and down all by themselves. Miss Weatherby jumped a foot off the floor. Eek! She cried. Aunt Bernice and Iggy's parents scowled. Iggy, said his father, tapping his toe on the ground. It's not me, said Iggy. We're not doing it, said Ada and Rosie. Then who is? Asked Aunt Bernice. It's the ghost, said Miss Weatherby. Enjoy your mansion, Mrs. Twist. Goodbye. Miss Weatherby ran from the room, down the stairs, and out the front door of the mysterious mansion. A moment later, the questioners heard the squealing of tires on the driveway as she sped away. They looked at one another with wide eyes. The organ played faster and louder. Then suddenly it stopped. There was silence. Then something rattled behind the organ. Iggy gulped and took a step toward it. Iggy stepped closer and closer, and he dived behind the organ. Crash! Smash! Yow! A blood-curdling yowl filled the air, like the sound of a woman's scream. The group gasped. Then suddenly out stepped Iggy Peck, holding a white cat with two different colored eyes. Iggy was followed by a parade of kittens. Meet the ghost cat, said Iggy, and family. She must climb in and out of that missing window pane up there, said Rosie. I'll have to fix that glass, said Aunt Bernice, and get a new roof, and new wiring, and fix the kitchen window, and this time Aunt Bernice smiled as she listed off the repairs the mysterious mansion needed. And, she said, I'll have to buy cat food, too. I wonder what a ghost cat and her kittens eat. Chapter 24 says, Come one, come all, the new Blue River Creek Honey Festival, picnic on the lawn, ice cream and dancing for all. Iggy Peck stood next to Aunt Bernice on the porch of the mysterious mansion. A few weeks before, the house had been empty. Now all of Blue River Creek was there, picnicking on the lawn. The sounds of music and laughter filled the air. Iggy looked into the great hall at the picnic mural of Honey Sherbert's birthday party. He looked back at the yard. It was as if history had repeated itself. Iggy smiled at Aunt Bernice. I think Herbert and Candace Sherbert would have liked this, said Iggy. Me too, said Aunt Bernice. She nodded toward the portrait of Herbert and Candace Sherbert. Iggy blinked and looked again. The portrait looked different. Something small but important had changed. But what was it? Herbert stood next to his bride, Candace, with her bouquet of jasmine and her white cat. Iggy stared for a moment, trying to figure out what had changed. At last he knew. It was their eyes. The sorrow in their eyes was gone. It was replaced by joy. How? Iggy started. I don't know, said Aunt Bernice. Just then, Ada, Rosie, and Sophia ran into the great hall. They hugged Aunt Bernice and laughed. Welcome home, they said. Thank you, Aunt Bernice said, hugging them back. Thank you all. The questionnaires ran out of the house and joined the dance party on the lawn. The McAllister sisters were starting a new set of tunes. Aunt Bernice followed the kids to the doorway. She paused for a heartbeat and looked once more at the portrait. Thank you, she whispered. She smiled as a slight breeze stirred, carrying with it the faint, sweet smell of jasmine.